Get ready to be wowed. Season 7, Part 2, is bound to do a complete makeover on whatever you had regarding the world of Jamie and Claire, and here's the shocking twist that takes even me by surprise. As someone who has followed the love story of these two people across years, and even wars, what if the couple faces the most difficult experience of all yet? Yes, they have been through it all, but this is not the same. Apparently, the recent developments within the cast and crew hint that something very bad is about to occur. Claire believes that a terrible occurrence has already happened, and the consequences will be dire to the extent of altering everything we know about their tomorrows. Now, let's delve into the particular sequences that are making everyone anxious. The teaser for the coming episodes is visually stunning but ominous. Up next, Jamie and Claire are back in their home country, walking in the foggy mountains of Scotland. It is Claire who steps up with a rather unsettling, "Are you in danger?" Just know that this is not all physical danger because of Jamie's prior declaration. A storm is coming. Just that one line sends shivers down my spine. This turns beyond just physical danger. This turns up a notch. A separate conflict has also been introduced, whereby Roger and Bree are trying to locate their child. The teaser ends suddenly, giving rise to more answers than questions. But there is one thing I know for sure. It will be a turbulent experience. It's not finished yet. As if the eye-popping images and the action were not enough, the plot is gearing towards one of its most dramatic moments. Caitriona Balfe and Sam Heughan have revealed that Claire and Jamie will also be apart again, but this time potentially for a much longer stretch. Back in Scotland, after all they went through, Claire is again suddenly called, this time to the colonies, in a dramatic call of duty as a surgeon. In this in-between, Claire believes that one of them died in some terrible manner that could bring pain to both of them. I can't even begin to think of the repercussions that may be, but it's such that Balfe and Heughan are both warning us of some emotional roller coaster that would possibly leave the fans dazed. It does not end there. We are also heading toward another phase of political conflict, with the players presently engaged in the Revolutionary War. Claire may not be limited to just surgeries. The very nature of warfare may draw her into political activity, if such exists. How would that work, especially for Claire, the healer-turned-spy? Now that is something strange that I seem not to be experiencing within the circumference, but I'm looking forward to it. Now, with regard to Jamie, bringing him back to Scotland spells the long-awaited chance for a family reunion that includes his sister, Jenny, among other relatives. Unfortunately, do not take your mind away from that for much longer. However, there is still warfare going on, and hard choices will be inevitable. It is only a question of time before duty, family, and romantic interests collide, and the choices Jamie will have to make will have immense consequences. Does their separation serve to bring them closer, or does it prove to be the last burden that finally drives them away from each other completely? As for those who have kept up with the couple, you understand. When Jamie and Claire are apart, everything goes downhill. Balfe had some hints of heartbreak in saying that when the Frasers are not together, things don't always go very well. Heughan opined that the most devastating aspect of the event is Claire's conviction. This should be familiar to book readers. However, for the rest of us, we are in for a major shock. The second half of Season 7 focuses not only on the issue of separation. We are also entering one of the most politically volatile eras in history. With her skills as a surgeon, Claire will be at the center of it all. There's even talk about politics, and perhaps there is the possibility that Claire will take on a bit of espionage. I'm actually looking forward to seeing where her allegiance to her blood relatives and to this new place will be challenged. But it cannot be said that everything is gray. Even if there is the threat of separation, there is faith that the bond between Jamie and Claire will allow them to surmount the trials. The reunion, whenever it happens, as they each struggle in the different ends of the world, may just be the most wonderful scene we have seen so far. That's only if they don't lose each other again. Was the storm that Jamie alluded to only going to be a metaphorical one? That, I guess, is a question for another day. And another thing, what shall we do with Roger and Bree? While Jamie and Claire are going through their own tests, Roger and Bree are going to have their war. And it does not only concern finding their baby. The teaser implies new foes, though this time they may be facing off against enemies from different eras. I really wonder how this arc will relate to the overall narrative. Will it serve to further alienate the entire family, disregarding the time period of the set of pictures? Outlander fans were spoiled with some glorious Part 2 first-look pictures, and I must say, Scotland on film is simply wonderful. This is the first time the production has returned to Scotland since Season 3, and I am extremely excited to see the Highlands once more in all their beautiful glory. For those who have been craving the landscape, fear not. And if that wasn't enough to get you all charged up, the fantastic cast comes into play. We'll see returning favorites like David Barry, who portrays Lord John Grey, as well as other new faces who will definitely spice the show even more. That's the kind of audience appeal why Outlander is so famous in the world. For the unique, epic, romantic adventure film combining history, love, and adventure that the viewers never get bored watching for years. But here it gets even more intense. Outlander's 7th season, Part 2, is not limiting itself to separation and political drama only. According to the showrunners, this season is already gearing up towards the mother of all dramatic conclusions. The separation between Jamie and Claire might seem the ultimate measure in their relationship, but it's, on the other hand, taking us towards some plot-transforming issues for the entire Fraser family. Now, I am reconnecting with my roots, and that means linking with sister Jenny and brother-in-law Ian. Sounds like a simple family-bound reunion, but don't get too ahead of yourselves. The Revolutionary War is still happening, and the couple's love for each other, along with their reckless devotion to their people and country, can only overwhelm them. This time around, Jamie's attachment to his family will be pushed to the extreme. The situation could not be more precarious than this, and the ripple effects of their decisions might be something that all of us will not be able to handle. At the same time, Roger and Brianna find themselves entangled in their own crisis. The problem of their family is solved thanks to their intertemporal travels in a way that suggests more than once that their travels will take them into the future. Is this the reason for drawing them away from the Frasers even more? I also wonder if we shall witness more of the time travel aspect, which has characterized the Outlander series from the beginning, as the series nears its end. That's one of the things I'm curious about as these chapters progress. Talking about time, it is also intriguing to explore how other characters, particularly Jamie and Claire, are being developed over the years through the various ages and transcending storylines. So many things have tried to separate their love, and they have withstood every test. But this time, the season will be questioning all. When love can overcome anything, what's the use when duty, war, and time itself horrify you? I don't know what you think, but the friction within the Fraser marriage this season shall reach a point that even the history of the show has not witnessed. Lastly, remember that Season 7, Part 2, is a preparation toward culminating the story in Season 8, meaning that whatever is going on now is towards the conclusion of this great tale. Are Jamie and Claire going to be together at last? Or is this time for good fate going to separate them? Given that the series is inspired by the books by Diana Gabaldon, there is always a chance of nail-biting twists, and I believe the producers will not disappoint in this season. And while you're at it, remember this. New episodes will commence from November 22nd, with fresh episodes available every week on Stars. You can also subscribe for all the Outlander and other related news, and I will see you in the next video.